Two, one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends of Arcadia Genesis. Koibu, I'll be your DM for the evening as much as possible. And with us, we have Nyx, also known as Faye. How are you doing, Faye?
Hello. Doing pretty good. Prepared a little bit for my solo session, not too much though, because usually how it works is I make big plans and then Neal fucks me over and it never happens the way I anticipated. So
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. It's like
that's
having
okay
kids.
though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you the kid? I think you're the
Yes.
kid.
In this situation, I am the irresponsible person who is ruining your
Yeah.
plans. Yeah.
I agree with that. So yeah, but otherwise, been very busy. I'm pretty tired and I'm
Mm-hmm.
very happy this week is over, pretty much, So yeah,
Yeah.
but in a good way, Like this is a good part of my week and a nice way to close it out.
Endings are good and important, and ending rituals are, well, this is not, I would say, an ending ritual, but they are of use to mark the passage of important things.
Indeed.
Right. So, where last we left the party, you'd all showed up in Acropolis, looked about, and said, right, we're going our separate ways. And people have wandered off,
Mhm.
leaving you here in town. I'm so sorry. The cat needs to be let in again. He's getting really bad about this. For years.
Be here. I'll be here if you're looking for me. Don't worry about it.
For months, he was cool outside, and now he's inside outside. And I'm... taught him to ring. We hung some bells on the doorknob outside, and now he knows to like ring the bells to let himself in. I'll come and
That's
answer
adorable.
the door.
You can actually hear it on like I can hear it when he rings it.
It's super cute, and it's a good alarm system, but now he comes in and out very freely.
Doesn't sound like a great alarm system when you're trying to sleep, though.
Oh, well, he just doesn't go outside when you're asleep. You wouldn't let him out in that situation. Easy solution. Anywho, thank you for your patience again. We are in Acropolis. And the party has just split up for a while in the ultimate party split. And here you stand, looking about.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a weird feeling for Nyx because she has never, ever since we started this adventure, she's never really been by herself. And she's always a little bit wary of how other people might react to her. I mean, her people, the rest of the party are kind of used to her, but they, not everybody is very warm towards her. And now having to walk around by herself, she also feels that she does have way less protection in a social and a not so social form, so be it monsters or, other villagers around. It's a weird feeling. Especially since she almost died before they parted last time.
Near death. Yeah. Almost left behind too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's sometimes you're standing there in the middle of a crowded space just watching and you realize that even though you have this experience which has shook you to your bones and that has changed so much for you and the world around you is still just revolving as if it's any time of the day and nothing's changed for anybody else and you just see the world through a whole different pair of eyes. I think that's what Nyx is doing. She's just staring at the marketplace for a little bit, trying to figure out what she actually wants to do because everybody seems to have these great plans and she's just like, oh, I guess I'm still alive. That's good, but what are we gonna do with that?
It's a good question. Good question.
Acropolis has not really been under attack, has it? It was more the other villages around, right?
Yeah, it was really only those first few villages and the first few hexes. The ogres kind of poked in, did some damage, walked out, declared themselves winners, but never really, rampaged and burned everything to the ground.
I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to meet up with the only person who's ever been proper friendly towards me first time they saw me, which is Clara, the owner of the Magic Regent shop. I don't know what you call it.
Magic shop, magic regent shop.
Mm-hmm.
Reagent shop? Something like that.
Reagent? Sorry, reagent. That's my bad.
Mm-hmm. Shop of Wonders is its name. Clara's
Yes.
Shop of Wonders, or the Shop of Wonders. Yes. The one magic shop in all of civilization, as far as you're concerned. The whole of the world. Oh,
Yeah. So I'll
you-
casually pass by all the people and make my way there.
Yeah, everyone's hustling through the town streets, moving to some purpose that is brand new to them, but they know exactly what they gotta go do. And they make way for you as you come through the streets, your skull on your head, not like skull in your head, but the one you wear on your head. It's a little intimidating. But you make your way to the shop and can poke your head on inside. As you open the door, it like rings a little bell above the door. And you hear the sweet voice calling from the back, "I'll be right with you."
I close the door behind me. Are there any other customers in here right now, or is it just me?
It's just you.
Right. I'll have a browse as long as she's gone and have a closer look at what's actually in here. Does she have books and stuff as well, or is it all just, displays?
It's pretty much all display stuff. You don't see any texts anywhere. There's like here's some strange creature skull in this thing. Here's some like organs, like small organs floating in water. Here's just a bunch of like stacks of feathers, but like each of them clearly comes from a different creature. And there's some scribbles for what they're labeled as. Are you literate, Nix?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I guess you could read them. So one of them will be like chicken feathers, owl feathers, da 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 da, so forth and so on. You'll find like animal claws, weird little things made out of clay, sections of like clay that are covered with water and cheesecloth so that they can stay wet so you can shape them as needed, different colors of sand and powders, different like powdered metals lying around, ropes.
What colors of sands are there?
We have yellow sand, we have red sand, we have black sand, we have some greenish sand. It looks kind of like a combination of like yellow sand mixed with green sand, but like not, at a ratio that's mostly green, but still has some yellow in it. Yep.
What is the lighting in here? Does the daylight come in through windows, or does she have candles, or?
There is a skylight in the center of the room that sort of arches a little bit that lets in most of the light. And then there are some candelabras set in the corners that can be lit for increased lighting or like, checking out specific areas. Some of the candelabras are the tall type that sit on the floor and go above your head. And then on the actual counter, there's one of these like little ones with the 4 coming off the sides and one in the center that you can like pick up and carry around with you as needed. And a few moments later, in walks Clara from the back room, dusting off something from her hands. You can see like a little bit of powder floating around, and she sets her eyes on you and goes, "Oh, welcome back, Nix. How can I help you?"
Hey there, Clara. Long time no see. I see your shop is still in order. Everything going good?
As well as you can expect at the dawn of civilization. We've had a few break-ins. I think there must be some sort of group of organized crime in the area. They managed to break in and steal some stuff, but that's okay. I've learned the weaknesses, and now I just need to set up some sort of defenses or hire some sort of watchman for while I'm away.
A group of organized crime, huh?
Organized crime. Can you believe it? Okay. Clara asks to be excused while she goes and lets her cat out, who's
Don't
whining
worry
at the
about it,
back
Clara.
door.
I'll be right here. It's a really cute cat that she has, though. It's okay. So now's the time to steal something. Did you hear that? She doesn't have any defenses up. I pocket the most expensive thing. Neal never heard anything.
Yeah, I can hear you while I'm over there. But my headphones are off. They still make sound.
What? I mean, what? No, okay. You can just slide it into my gear, Neal. It's fine. Okay, so I'll say, Clara, I realized we never had the discussion. You are a wizard, right?
No, what else would I be?
Well, I mean, you could also just be a very knowledgeable shopkeeper who knows a lot about reagents. But is not very much into casting magic yourself.
No, I am
Collector,
gifted in that way. Not to be prudish about it, but, magic is a gift.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Some would say a gift and a curse, but, it depends on the kind of magic you can do.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of magic is it? So, I mean, I find it a little difficult because I know you've met Kale before. He's an elementalist, I believe. He's a water elementalist. I'm very different from that. So what is it that you are?
Well, I am an enchantress.
Should have known that, shouldn't I?
I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but I'll take it as I am enchanting.
Okay. I see. So what is it that you are enchanting?
Well, not much. Mostly I just run the shop, but, I've been known to enchant myself or some people or some objects, a little bit of magic here and there. Mostly it's alarm spells on doorways. I'm sorry, Nix. Please give me one more moment. My cat is wanting to be let in again. Ow.
Can you hear the tiny bells? Because I can hear them. It's pretty adorable.
So sorry. When you let a wild animal into your house, you have certain obligations to, let it roam free. And after the break-ins, I just don't feel comfortable leaving the doors open anymore.
Yeah, I understand. Don't worry about it. I always have to double check on where Abaddon is. So it feels pretty much like the same feeling.
So are you here to buy something, or is this a social visit? Not to hurry you, but I have some experiments on the back burner.
What are you experimenting on?
Well, I'm trying to find the right sort of sealant for a hold portal spell. Well, actually, it's a seal portal spell. I'm concerned that perhaps some of the people who broke into my house, into my shop, did so through polymorph or some sort of size alteration. So I've come up with a variation on the hold portal spell that rather than holding the door shut will sort of fill the gaps around a door, so when a door is shut it can't be snuck into by a mouse or by an insect. This combined with a hold portal spell will make a door impassable. Unless brute force down. So I'm working with, should we be using animal pig lard, or should we be using some sort of vegetable oil, or should it be some sort of like whipped organization where you mix the oil and the water into kind of like a frothy foam, almost like you might with a meringue? So I'm looking into the various appropriate reagents for my spell.
I see. Okay, so I had a discussion a while ago with a friend of mine. And I have not been able to stop thinking about it. And I thought maybe there's something you can... Usually I would maybe discuss this with Kale, but he just immediately hurried off. So I've actually no other wizard to talk to. And I figured maybe if you have a minute, I'll let you know. And maybe you find it interesting enough to have a conversation with me about that. I do have these. And out of my pocket, I draw my daggers. And I carefully lay them on the counter. I say, I am a wizard, but I'm not very good at actually attacking with a spell. It's not my forte.
Mm-hmm.
I'm better at attacking in different ways, but not like this. But sometimes in a pinch, you might have to use some more basic methods.
Yeah.
And so my friend has a really large sword, and I asked him how it is possible that he's so good at using that sword, and he said, and it kind of stuck with me, that it's an extension of himself, like another limb.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I fought a little bit with these daggers, and I've gotten, decent with them, but I'm always worried about losing them and not finding them again. It's a constant bother, especially when it's dark outside, and I also can't really produce my own light. So, and I was wondering is there a way to mark something as my own and have it be an extension of myself that returns to me when I call for it?
Returns to you when you call it. Well, that is possible. I can see a few routes to that sort of magic. There are temporary spells where it would return to you after a period of time from wherever you placed it, sort of like a I don't know how you would call it. Then there are permanent enchantments that can be made for the items to return to you. Although those are well beyond my level of ability. You would probably have to talk to His Holiness himself to get those sorts of things worked out.
Who's that?
Why, our dear beloved Lord and Savior Malcus.
And just a joke.
I see, right.
He loves those, don't worry about it.
And the last and easiest solution, it would be a beacon spell. This is a temporary, order of weeks magnitude spell that would then allow you to find anything you're looking for when you attempt to detect it. But that would be one spell to enchant one item, and then a detect magic spell to then find it. So cheap, easy, but time and spell consuming.
Right. I think that is a valid option for when I have something really valuable, but just trying to get back a dagger that I lost in the dark, that seems a lot of effort to put in for that.
Well, His Holiness
thinking of something that actually does work more quickly.
His Holiness has been very interested in sending people off on foolhardy adventures to appease him in some way, and then he rewards them. Perhaps it might do to ask His Holiness if there's anything that you could do for him, and he might reward you with an enchantment upon your daggers to bring them back to you when they leave your hand.
I look at Clara and I out a little bit. I'm like,
I know. He's a special one, isn't he? But you don't get to pick your parents. Just like you don't get to pick your siblings. Or your
he picked
children.
me though. I put the blame a little bit on him. If he turns out unhappy with the results, okay, it's his own fault because he made me. No sweat off my back. Okay. What about light sources? Do you only use candles around here?
Mostly. There are magical lights, but with the break-ins, I've been trying to reserve my spell slots for more combat-oriented things. Not that I have many combat-oriented spells, but, a little something here, a little something there, put a couple people to sleep, make myself a little bit more appealing to customers,
I look at her. Does she look different from last time?
Give me a charisma check as you try to search your memory for what you remember about this random NPC that passed by.
18.
Yeah, you weren't really paying too much attention to Nyx, it seems. Her appearance has been... You visited the shop, 3 months ago, 2 months ago.
Well, if they ever give you too much trouble, that group of ruffians or whatever, you can let me know. I'm pretty sure I still owe you anyways.
What do you define as too much trouble? Because they are a thorn in my side.
Clara, let's be serious. I can't take on an entire group of thieves by myself. What do I look like to you?
Well, then why are you offering it?
Well, I said I could help, but I didn't say I could do it by myself, you know?
So you'll offer your assistance, and then when I ask for it, you decline it?
No, I'm just usually
Like
when
father,
I offer
like daughter.
assistance, if I offer assistance, what it turns out to be is like, well, you take care of it, and that's not something I can do, probably.
Is there anything I can help you with today, ma'am?
I'll be in touch. I say, and I'll leave out of the door.
She'll continue working on her book called Clara's Stories of Bad Customers.
Man, I know that book very well. Tell me about it.
All right. You head back out into the town.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get what you wanted from that shop?
Oh, yeah. I kind of did. I'm also disappointed in myself a little bit because I don't know. I was kind of taking a liking to Clara. I thought she was a pretty cool person. Turns out she's actually an enchantress. Obviously can't trust her. I mean, you know, who knows what kind of spell she's done to manipulate you to think that she's a nice person. So, you know, all that trust down the drain. No worries. Like, yeah, she probably didn't even look like that last time. I mean, I can't remember. What the fuck do I know? You know? Oh, damn. It's going to be one of those relationships where you have to use each other to get whatever you want, you know? Ugh. I mean, true friendship doesn't exist in the first place, so time to move on.
Judging books by their covers? Oh, she's an enchantress. Immediately unword trustworthy. Moving on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean, if anything, I'm the master of covers. Okay, so I know what stuff you can't trust.
I know what you mean. I got a friend who studies ethics and philosophy. Total pain in the ass. You know, not even worth talking to.
Just dump these people. Nobody needs them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, back in the town square. Mm-hmm. It's not that Nix isn't interesting in investigating whatever's going on with these thugs, but she's also... She wouldn't admit it, but she's a little bit scared because she's only recently almost lost her life, and now taking up a group of thugs might be a little bit over...
By herself?
What she might be... what she might be able to do. And she would, ask the others to maybe do that, but... I mean, we're all having time off right now, so she's not going to bother anybody about it. So
here we are.
There was some stuff that I wanted to purchase in Acropolis. But I believe Kale has taken the donkey back with him, and I'm not sure I can carry all that stuff.
Well, you can find a porter. It's a low-level labor. Costs that probably like $1 a day to carry your stuff. If you were to hire him all day.
Does he actually have to carry it physically, or is he bringing his own, or are they bringing their own donkey or something?
It depends on the specifics of the situation, right?
That is true.
How much do you need? You know, if you need enough that he'll need to bring a donkey, then it might cost a little bit more. But you know, generally, untrained manual labor goes for about $1 a day, or unskilled, I should say, manual labor.
Let me have a look at how much money I actually have. I think I have enough for what I want to buy. Okay, Neal. Do you want me to read out the list to you? Okay. I want to buy an empty barrel.
Okay. 250 copper. Weighs 70 pounds.
Yeah, I think for everything else, I've already looked up the value. Well, So I want to buy an empty barrel for 250 copper, a water skin for 80 copper pieces, a tinder box for 20 copper pieces, a shovel for 200 copper pieces, a winter blanket for 200 copper pieces, a bucket for 10 copper pieces, candles for 10 copper pieces, a common comb for 3 copper pieces, a small cooking pot for 600 copper pieces, a cooking skillet for 300 copper pieces, a mess kit for 200 copper pieces, rations for 10 days, the dried ones for 600 copper pieces, firewood, but I'm not sure because it's 1 copper a day, so I'm not sure how much that weighs because there wasn't like a weight on that. Let's say enough to get me through a month.
Okay.
Like,
so about 30 copper worth of wood?
Yeah.
Usually that's something you would say to someone and then they would bring it by your house with a cart or something.
Right. I mean, I can tell them where to deliver it as well if they want to.
Yeah.
Want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
1 large sack for 2 silver. I think it's is it silver pieces or is it could be copper pieces probably? But maybe it's 2 silver. Hard.
Do I not have sacks? Maybe it's under bags.
Yes, you have somewhere.
Burlap sack, 2 silver, 20 copper.
Okay, that was correct then. Okay. And what we haven't agreed upon yet was how much do sheepskins cost?
Oh, right. We had this. So I think you can get the skin of 1 regular-sized sheep for 500 copper.
Okay, 300. So I'll see how much that. I'll divvy up the rest and then see how much that.
Is that the right price for a sheepskin? That seems about right.
The price of an empty barrel?
I mean, I don't think barrel's the standard unit of measurement for cost.
I mean, it's the only thing I have that costs half of it, so.
Twice as much as a barrel?
Is 200 copper pieces, if that helps.
Yeah, that does help a little bit. We'll call it 200 as well then. Because the sheepskin is just going to be a skin, not a proper blanket. So it's, about. That seems reasonable.
Okay, so I am at about 2,723 copper.
Mm-hmm.
How much is it? I know
2,700 and what?
Yes, 23.
So that's 27 gold, 2 silver,
easy.
3 copper. Can you manage this?
Yeah. I've actually spent very little money because I don't have to buy any armor and no weapons at all, and I did a pretty decent gold roll like in the beginning, so it's fine. I do have 112 gold on me, so I'm gonna spend those. 27.23. And hire somebody to carry that stuff.
Yeah, you can find a porter in town. The first porter you come across is a older woman with just kind of hanging out on a street corner looking for someone who's got too much to carry. Then she'll holler out to you, "Hey you, girly, you need some help?"
I turn around and look at her with my gold skull headdress on my head. I'm just like,
she's got like a thick belt around her waist, and she's got these broad shoulders and this like sort of I wouldn't call it a squatted stance, but like her knees are bent, and she's like looking around with intent. And she looks at you and goes, "Yeah, you look like you're overburdened."
I think Nyx is a little surprised that somebody would just holler out to her on the road, not impressed whatsoever by, what she looks like. Because I imagine that if she would walk through Acropolis, people would start talking. They'd be like, "Oh, I think she's one of, the witch who belongs to the Guardians of the Valley or something."
This woman has no concerns about that. She's just looking for work. Yeah.
I think Nyx actually likes that, somebody who doesn't even care. And she walks up to her and she says, "Yeah, Can you carry that barrel with the stuff in it?
The woman goes over to the barrel and grabs it, and gives it a hoist up onto her back. And even though she's probably like 4 times your age, she waddles with the barrel. Where are we going?
Well, we're going back to... What is the village called? The other... We're going to the edge of the forest, all the way down there. Are you ready for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well...
All right. Go. And she will waddle with the weight on her back, going slow. She is encumbered. The weight of this stuff, the barrel itself is 70 pounds. I'm assuming it all comes to around 100 pounds of gear. But this woman looks like she's been carrying like loads of water or, cords of wood on her back her whole life. She's built for this sort of work. And
nice.
The two of you can make your way down the valley instead of the normal.
2 weeks later.
So I think it normally takes you about 4 days to. Yeah, 2 days, I'm sorry, to get to the edge of the valley. This time it'll take you 3 because you're going to go at a slower clip. But you have... good time to name this NPC. Her name is Whiskey. And,
I love it.
And she will follow you all the way down here. It'll cost you 3... Well, you also need to pay her for a return trip, so it's going to cost you 5 silver for her to haul this stuff down for you.
I'll give her a gold.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's all this stuff for?
Interior decorating.
Ah.
Spring cleaning and such.
Must be nice having a house and money to decorate it with.
You don't have a house?
Yeah, stay with my sister. And her husband and their kids.
Ow.
Yep.
Sounds troublesome, huh?
Yep. It's all right. I got the living room. Rent it. Silver a month.
Well, that should at least keep you covered for your rent for some time. Tell you what, if I'm ever in Acropolis again and I need somebody hauling some stuff, I'll find you.
Why, thank you there, girly. Sometimes I can get some good work if you just holler at enough people. Also thinking about working as a part-time knocker-upper.
Oh. I think you could probably do it.
I think there's something about the cadence of my voice that might help wake people up in the morning. She hollers.
Yeah. I think you could pull it off. It's always good. I do believe in lifelong learning, so do your best and become the best person you can be. Right? Okay.
All right. You make your way down the valley, back to your your stone home at the edge, right across from the Bridge of Jexel, which has been vandalized and is somewhat being repaired, but God, was it ever damaged. Now you arrive. You can leave Whiskey behind. She'll wander back home. Write down this name.
So, yeah, I guess I'm back at one of the homes that we have, right? I opened the stable. Does it look like the donkey is here?
Nope, donkey's gone.
Okay, I take a deep breath and I open the door. And I enter.
There's Malcus sitting on your kitchen table, legs crossed, carving a piece of wood. I can't quite see what he is making with it, and he doesn't seem to recognize your rival.
Great. I walk past him and I walk into the kitchen. And I'm gonna, out of one of the cupboards, I'm gonna take out a little bit of tea that I've stolen from Yoon one day when he was busy and wasn't paying attention. And I'm gonna make myself a nice, hot, steamy mug of tea. And I'm gonna make a second one as well.
Excellent. Maybe 20 minutes later, because you got to start the fire and boil the water and all the problems, your tea is finally ready.
Excellent. I pick up both mugs. Deep breath. relaxing the shoulders, and then I walk out of the kitchen and lean against the door frame. Is Malcus still here?
Yep.
What form is he in?
He is in the form. Let me bring up my avatars list. Loading. Very slowly. Very slowly. Here we go. Flag. Malcus. He is in the form of the con man. The casual, easy to go along with, non-threatening, sort of balding, sort of chubby, but sort of fun appearance. 5'8", balding head, but he like shaves it down so you can't see that it's balding, but it's kind of obvious that like they would be balding otherwise. Mm-hmm. A little bit of stubble, hasn't actually shaved in a while. Neckline's a little bit of a mess, kind of chubby, yeah. And he's got a piece of wood in hand and a knife in the other, and he seems very intent on carving something.
Mm-hmm. I'll walk towards him, and I'll put down one of the steaming mugs, and I'll say, if it's just the two of us, I would really appreciate it.
You're not Kale. Where's Kale?
No.
He's supposed to.
Kale is the elementalist wizard. About this tall, dark hair, stubble. My name's Nyx. I'm the witch.
Well, I know who you are. Could have sworn he was supposed to be here right now. Sorry, what were you saying?
You're not here for me.
No, not at all.
Is that right?
Yeah, coincidence.
Oh.
Nice to meet you. I'm Malcus, God of Chaos. Is that tea for me?
What?
Thank you.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, as long as I have you here, what can I do for you next?
Oh, I was just making myself a cup of tea. I don't think you need to worry about it.
Ah, great then. He sits back, hunches back over, and goes back to wood carving.
I'll take my tea, Neal. I'll walk out of the door.
The one that you gave him, you're taking back?
No, my tea, the one I have in my hand.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna close the door to the home. I'm gonna lean against my large barrel of water. And I'm gonna sip my tea out here by myself. And I'm thinking, maybe this is just where I'll stagnate. Maybe evolving any further than this is actually just gonna cause me so much trouble and pain. Who needs more spells, really, when you can just work with whatever you have and be happy in your own limitations? Not everybody needs to be reaching for the stars. I'm sure everybody's gonna be just fine. I mean, the ogres did barely make it into the valley. Who says I need to be more powerful than that? I'm just like...
Yeah.
To myself as I'm drinking my cup, and just the thought of having to deal with this guy who's in there doesn't even, for a second I thought he was there to welcome me and have a talk, and I realized I'm literally just this weird accessory that just walked in, and I was like, ugh.
The world needs people to appreciate and enjoy it, There are those that do, and then there are those who enjoy. And without the people who enjoy, what's the point of life?
So, yeah. After finishing my tea, I will walk inside, into the kitchen, clean up the cup, put it away. And I'm going to take a little piece of coal out of the fireplace. So you could write with charcoal that you could write with. And I think there usually is a place where Iswal would sleep in this house. I don't know where exactly it is, but if they have a sleeping bag or a bed or something, I'm gonna write next to that place in coal onto the ground, "You owe me."
You owe me? Where Iswal would be sleeping? Okay.
Exactly. Because, the others don't know that Iswal wasn't there for the final fight where she, pretended. And she made this illusion of them. So nobody really noticed that they were missing, and now they were kind of worried wherever they might have gone. But technically, it was a fight to like life and death, and Izuel was not there. You know, the person who was supposed to lead these silly humans. And I think Nyx is she's a little disappointed. You know, having almost died, she's like, where were you? I hope you better have a real good explanation for that shit. So she wrote that down, you know, puts the piece back into her pocket. Yeah, and then I think she just leaves the house. She's done with this place. She doesn't need these. She doesn't need these people. You know, just get the heck out of here.
Screw these people. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Nyx, having done the home shop and interior decorating, or did you leave that for later?
No, this is not the place I'm decorating, because this is not home.
Oh,
We're taking that to the cave. That's the idea. And the only worry I have is how the heck I'm getting it there, because Kale stole the donkey. That was actually his donkey, but... so it's gonna be...
If only there were a big, strong man in your house that could carry your stuff for you.
Yeah, right. Is there anybody... So you said the bridge is being repaired, Neal, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a capable pair of hands repairing the bridge.
Certainly, the craftsmen, the people who have been sent by Acropolis to reinforce the valley. They built the bridge, they're working on the wall, and, you know, you could take them from their wall labor to do your own manual labor. It's a mild form of corruption, but no one will find out nor care.
Sure. I mean, that works. That works for me. I'll take I'll take 2 of them, because nobody here around seems as strong as Whiskey. So let's just take 2 guys instead, and they can help me lug the stuff back to my place.
They definitely don't have Whiskey's carrying capacity, but between the 2 of them, they can manage somehow.
Okay. And then I will just let them put it down a little bit away from the cave, not like super far, but you know, like just so I have to walk back and forth and lug the rest back to my place. But I don't want them coming inside. You know, seeing what my home's like. No, I don't want those people in there.
Okay. Yeah. Just to the mouth of the cave?
Yeah, to like, you know, the little path that leads to the cave, like 20 meters away or something. I'm gonna have to roll the barrel. You know, it's gonna be a little bit more physical labor for me, but I'm not that weak, actually. So, it'll be fine.
Yeah, no problem. Well, as you load up your cave with all of your goodies, why don't we take our first break here, and we'll come back with a little bit more of springtime for Nyx.